This is Ultimate Soccer with Soccer Steve.
Welcome in, guys. Normally when I open up the show, I'm a little eccentric, I'm a little passionate, talking fast, going 10 to the dozen, as we'd say. Today, I've got to slow the opening up, simply because we've got sad news to push by. If you're in the Wrexham community in Wrexham, you'll know where I'm going with this. If you're in the Wrexham community worldwide on social media in any country around the world that is falling in love with Wrexham, as millions of people are, then you may not know this. But we're going to pay respect now, because if you see me wearing black, there's a reason for it. And we're paying respect and we're in mourning as we've lost one of our fans, one of our own. His name, James Roberts. Living in Luxembourg recently, travels to the games in the UK and would turn up with the flags. You're going to see that flag very shortly, but he would turn up with his flags in the crowd. James is 47. Those crowds will still be at the games moving forward due to the club. That's a fantastic thing for the club to allow, is to let those flags stay in the crowd, because let's face it, he's one of our own. Secondly, we have to say, Lucy, the wife, and Eric and Archie, he leaves behind, and you got to say they must be absolutely devastated. And I got to say, just reflect for a moment, put it in your heart, but remember at the game, the 47th minute, there'll be a minute's applause. It would be great right after that applause if everybody could just roar something, just roar, and make it noticeable on the TVs for people to see that respect, because you know what, there will be people watching worldwide on this, and Wrexham's captivated the world. But when you lose one of the fans, that's also a major story breaking their headlines. And when I see this picture, tell you what, I look at that picture for a couple of seconds and I gotta tell you, it gets me in the throat, man, because I'm a dad and I see two kids that don't have a dad, Eric and Archie. I see a wife, Lucy, that doesn't have a husband, and there's many people impacted by the loss of James Roberts. So at the game, clap as loud as you can and cheer as loud as you can at the end of it, and let's do James Roberts an absolute service at the game. Let's talk some football. Okay, guys, let's start talking football, and thank you for bearing with me as we talked and paid respect to Jammy. Okay, guys, let's talk about the football, what's coming up on today's video. We're going to talk about the last time we played Southend United at Roots Hall Stadium. I've got all the details there. We're also going to talk about the last 10 games, both Wrexham and Southend United. Going to go to Southend United in some real detail. Then we're going to talk about the table. We'll talk about the top scores on both teams. Talk about the danger men on both clubs as well, because there are a couple. Talk about Notts County in the next game, what's going to happen there. And then I'll give you my game prediction. Maybe you'll give me your game prediction down below. And then I'll tell you what's coming in the next two shows. Okay, guys, let's get into this. Let's have some fun. Let's have another 3 points this weekend at the Racecourse Ground. Let's get into this. Okay, guys, let's talk some football. Last time we played Southend United was September 17th, 2022, last year. Finished 0-0. Not a great game, but hey, not a loss. You're on the road, you get a point, go home, win your home games. That's what we say. Anyway, the last 10 games, you got to say, Wrexham, 8-2. 8 wins, 2 losses, 27 goals scored, 11 against. And if you're looking at the points, 26 points out of 30. It's a different story with Southend United. By the way, they're in 8th in the table at the moment. They may be lower by Saturday. But you look at their record on the season, 15, 8, and 11. 15 wins, 8 draws, 11 losses, 53 points. Not so shabby. And goals per game, 1.6. And they're 8th in the National League, like I tell you. Now, the home record, 9-4-6, 31 points. 9-4-6, 9 wins, 4 draws, 6 losses, 31 points. The away record is pretty impressive. 6 wins, 4 draws, 5 losses for 22 points. That's pretty decent road form, let's be honest. We're not talking Wrexham here. We're not talking Notts County. We're talking Southend United, but that's still pretty decent road form. So you're looking at that. It kind of sells you a story. Now, take a look at the table quickly. You can see the table behind me, guys, and you can see what it says. But if you want to look at it again, just go back, freeze frame, come back. I'll still be yakking when you come back, you know. So do what you got to do. Look at the table, but pretty table. Who's on top? Staying on top, as I said they would do. And now let's build a little bit of space. Let's watch it grow, because you know what? There's only one place Wrexham's going, and that is League Two. End of. It's going to happen. I'm telling you, you know it. It's got to happen. So let's look at the top scorers. Now, as you know, Paulie Mullin, 29, Ollie Palmer, 16, Aaron Hayden, 11. 3 guys over 10, 1 guy over 20, soon to go over 30 goals. I tell you what, that's not so bad. If you look at Southend United, it's not the same. It is so not even close. They've only got 2 guys closing in on 10 goals. Yeah, Jack Bridge, Callum Powell, both closing in on 10 goals, sitting on 8. And you've got Christopher Ray as well on 4 goals. That's the prowess of that attacking lineup. Not very good. But you got to say, very, very, very good defensive team. They don't give up too much. 1 goal per game all season is all they give up. We'll get to some of the stats in a second. But I've got to tell you, it's going to be a tough go around. But the table is what it is, and you can see what it is. And like I say, go back, have a look, and see some more. Now, the Dangermen up front, I just mentioned 2 of them, Jackie Bridge and Callum Powell for Southend United. And if you could ever find form, Chris Ray, 30 games, maybe 34 games, 4 goals, not exactly lighting it up, no. Let's talk about Notts County. They're on the road, Dorking, Meadowbank Stadium. Let's hope Dorking can do us a favour. Yeah, another bad result, or another 2 bad results, basically makes life so much easier for the Wrexham. And here, little side note, we're 4 points ahead of Notts County right now. 4 points. If you do the numbers in a different way, that's as good as a win and a draw, right? So that's 2 games. So we got 10 games left in the season. We're literally 8 games left in the season if you look like it that way. We've got 8 games in the season. Or you can look at it in a different way. You can say in the last 10 games, pretty much if we win 8 out of 10, and one of those 8 is the game against Notts County April 10th, then first place is guaranteed. Think of it that way. We haven't got 10 games to go. We've got 8 games to go, and a win at home against Notts County makes it like 7 wins are needed with the Notts County win at home. So think of it that way. The season is getting shorter by the game, and I like to think that I see those 8 wins in, considering the run we're on at the moment. It's just phenomenal. How long can they go? Will they stay unbeaten till the end of the season? Do you really think it's going to be a case that we're going to drop a game? Or do you think someone's going to come in and beat us? Do you think we're going to stay undefeated? Who thinks we're going to stay undefeated? Right there. Drop down below, guys. If you think we're going to win every game or draw like we're doing right now and not be beaten to the end of the season, let me know. And let me know what you think the last 10 games will be. Is it 8 wins, 2 draws? Is it 6 wins, 4 draws? Is it 10 wins? What do you think it's going to be? How's the season going to end? That's an interesting question for you guys. I pose that one to you. How are we going to do in the last 10 games? Phil Parkinson is doing a monstrous job. The boys are doing a fantastic job. The club's doing everything. The fans are firing it on. Everything is literally 8 cylinders firing. It's an absolute pristine engine going at it. You can't stop it. Nothing can stop it. This is unstoppable. The word is relentless. And when I'm watching the team, I tell you now, fact on fact, I could spend my money on watching other teams play football in the big leagues. I prefer not to. Do you know why? Because it's way more fun. I'm on the edge of my bloody seat when Wrexham are playing. They excite me. I love the plays. I love the domination. I love the flags. I love the colour. I love everything about it. It's the best story in football. And it's going to grow. Oh, by the way, we've got some news coming about the summer tour that I haven't told you about. And there's a 7-a-side tournament coming up in North America that Wrexham is going to be part of. I think the winners walk away with $1 million. We'll tell you some of that story pretty soon, next video. But as for Saturday, I say get into it. It's going to be a huge game. The prediction I'm coming out with is a 1-0 or a 3-1. I think we get that 1 goal, and I think we just shut the game down. Get a goal, look for the second one, though. You know, you don't want to sit on 1 goal and risk another tie. We don't tie many, but got to keep getting those wins. Got to keep getting those wins. Now, on the game itself, game prediction. Southend, decent performance in defence as a team. They're going to be hard to break down. Once you break them down, though, I think it's coming to the end of the season. They're wearing down. And I think psychology being what it is and confidence being how it is with our guys, I think we get the first goal and we march on and we get the win. Conceding late goals is a bad habit that Southend have right now. If you go back and look at some of their games recently, they've conceded goals late in the game, and it's becoming a bad habit. I'd like an early goal, one just after half-time, and give me a late goal for a 3-1 win, because I'm saying it's a 1-0 or a 3-1. But overall, we've got to be really clever with the use of the ball, like we were against Dagenham and Redbridge in the week. And I tell you what, big up to the 800 that went down there. You 800 Wrexham that went to that ground, massive. I could hear every word. Anyway, we've got to pass the ball around, own the game, run them ragged, let the ball do the work like we've been doing all season, and then execute. And I'm thinking, like I say, half spaces, blocking little channels is what they're going to be doing to try and kill our flow and kill our move. But at the end of the day, I think we've got too much on deck. There's nothing going to stop us. I think, like I say, Paul Mullin's definitely going to be in the frame of things. Ollie Palmer's definitely a guy in this game that really could shake up the defence. A big, strong guy in the middle. You know, he's done it all season. I think he's going to do it in this game as well. You also got to think that maybe, are we going to get one off a corner? I mean, I got a feeling, just a feeling. Maybe Aaron Hayden gets one off a corner. I got a feeling we're getting a goal off a corner. Maybe we don't. But anyway, the end of it is coming up next show. We'll talk about that North American tour coming up, the $1 million tournament coming up. Wrexham's in there. And apparently Ryan Reynolds is not playing in that tournament. Someone was saying he was going to play in the tournament. Apparently, no, it's not going to happen. So, big up Saturday. Let's pay a massive respect to James Roberts when it comes at the 47th minute. Let's enjoy every single second of this 90 minutes plus and every single second of every game to the end of the season and beyond that too. Because I tell you what, the story doesn't end or start today, tomorrow or yesterday or a year ago. It's going to continue for years. There's definitely somebody in the studio. And I got to tell you, I wouldn't have it any other way. Let's get into this, guys. Let's enjoy it. Go nuts. I'll be watching. I'll be listening. I'll be looking. And I'll be hoping to see that net bulge with balls in the back of it off the boot of Mullin, Palmer, or anybody else. Let's go, guys. Let's have it. Let's get into this and let's have another 3 points. Cheers.
The Ultimate Soccer Show. Join me, listen, you'll love it. Everybody does.